Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Let me welcome the participants. Admaso, first viewer who commented, Skandarevath here. The just judge joined. I saw the just judge in live chat a few weeks ago, if I'm not wrong. Elijah Kano joined. Welcome, Elijah. Bine Tube here. Are you Bine? Skandar says, do you have any information about why Modi cut his visit short? He was supposed to leave tomorrow morning, I learned. It was a 2-day visit. He arrived yesterday. I think he just completed the visit. One day, Magagan is in a hurry. He wants me to start. Sania here, FBG ne Lilo. One day, Mugagan says you're wasting time. Well, you need to wait one day, Magne, if you want to be part of live chat. If you cannot wait, then you should watch the recorded version, which I will upload after an hour. Then your time won't be wasted. You can watch recorded version. You can fast forward it. We have FBG says stick lies against hardliners such as Debretsion. All Good joined. Welcome, All Good. All Good is a member to first member who joined tonight's live chat is All Good. Araya here. Welcome, Araya. Med Abdul Ali. Malik Talayalam says, why are you silent about PM Modi's visit? No, I did a video on that yesterday. I told you about the arrival. I told you about the reasons behind the visit. Did you watch my videos or not? Uh, what Modi said today is not very significant. I mean, uh, India is not a key player in the Horn of Africa, in East Africa. India wants to expand its influence to counter Chinese influence. And you know that India has long been an Israeli ally. Israel is Ethiopian ally. But India cannot be a game changer in this part of the world. So I don't see the visit as a very strategic visit which will lead to some big change in the Horn of Africa's politics. I don't think so. Goracha joined. Someone whose name is in Amharic says, I don't like when you open your mouth about Amhara. Your job description is a TPLF sympathizer. Stay in your lane, please. You should stay in your lane. Why are you commenting like this? If you don't like to watch me, don't watch me. Who forced you to be here, by the way? I don't need anyone's permission to speak. You're writing total nonsense, to be honest. Zacharias joined. Welcome, Zacharias. Malika says, why do you undermine India? Well, tell me uh, what India can do in this part of the world, what India has done in Africa. Uh, Indian reach is very limited in this part of the world. India is trying to spread its wings. It wants to form alliances, but there is no comparison between India and China. Indians actually they think that they can compete. They're in competition with China. Chinese are way ahead of Indians. And most of Indian foreign policy is centered around China and Pakistan. This is what their flaw is, I think. No problem, Guraj. I'm used to such comments. Yini Musica joined. Welcome, Yini. Two topics in tonight's live chat. Firstly, where are the Tadase, where are they has arrived in Addis Ababa? What is the significance of this visit? Secondly, conspiracy against Afano taking shape. I pointed out about this conspiracy a few weeks ago when Masri Shah surrendered. Firstly, Tigray president was Tadase Varede is in Addis Ababa. What is the significance of this visit? Before Varede left for Addis Ababa, Tigray Communication Affairs Bureau issued a statement. I did a video on that 2 hours ago. The main point of the statement issued by Tigray government is issue of IDPs. Return of IDPs. The statement is critical of Tigray politicians too. It criticizes both the federal government and Tigray politicians. So, where the government tried to issue a balanced statement about the issue of IDPs before departing for Addis Ababa. So, the statement issued by Tigray President Tigray government was linked to Varede's today visit of Addis Ababa, firstly. Secondly, the visit seems to be about the status of status of IDPs, return of IDPs, because in today's statement by Tigray government, main issue raised is IDP return. So where they is in Addis Ababa to talk about the return of IDPs. But you know that TPLF links the issue of return of IDPs to the issue of restoration of its status. Now, what remains to be seen is will Varede raise the issue of restoration of TPLF status in Addis Ababa? Or will he just raise the issue of return of IDPs? If he only raises the issue of return of IDPs and gets some assurances from the federal government. His talks with the federal government will be sabotaged by the TPLF once he returns to Mekelle. Maybe that is why he, in advance, blamed Tigray politicians for being responsible for not ensuring the return of IDPs. So, where they is acting in a very careful manner. Maybe he will raise the issue of restoration of TPLF status. If it does not, his plan to return IDPs will not be accepted by TPLF. TPLF will try to undermine the plan. That is why maybe in advance he accused Tigray politicians. Let's see, this visit is crucial, by the way. Another important point which he will raise in Addis Ababa is the issue of budget. Tigray government is not receiving budget from federal government. Restriction of fuel tightening, restriction on supply of fuel tightening, restriction on movement of essential items to Tigray tightening. He will raise all these issues. He wants to continue being in a position to deliver to his people. He's just 4 months in power. How will he be treated in Addis Ababa? Will federal government take him seriously or not? Well, I think federal government will definitely take him seriously because there is general perception that Varade wants to avert war, that Varade is not fully on board with TPLF on some issues, that Varade group wants to pause the SIM though. That is why I think that he will be welcomed in Addis Ababa, and you could see some good discussions in Addis Ababa. What will happen after his return to Mekelle? That remains to be seen. Skandar says, why should he come to Addis if return of IDPs is the real issue? Well, it's one of the issues, Skandar. As I said, there are other issues too, especially, I think main issue is TPLF status. But that issue won't be mentioned in statements. And then the restrictions placed, financial restrictions placed on Tigray government, also another main issue. But IDP issue is also a key issue because this issue is linked to the issue of status of Umaira Volkayat Sagade, which is one of the most complicated issues. That is why we cannot say IDP issue is a simple issue and whether it does not need to be in Addis to solve this issue. It's a very complicated issue because it is linked to the status of Umaira Volkayat Sagade. It is linked to TPLF status. Guracha says, I think financial restrictions on Tigray are working. Well, yes, financial restrictions are hurting Tigray government. Government employees are not being paid. Government offices being closed. Employees without salary for 2 to 3 months. Soldiers complaining about receiving no salaries or less salary. Fuel prices rising. Price of gasoline in Mekelle over 200 birr per liter. No fuel freely available at fuel stations. Prices of basic items of daily use rising. So financial restrictions are really hurting Tigray government. Basically, they're hurting Tigray people. Metikodima says Tadase is moving between two burning fires. Yeah, he's walking a thin line. It's not difficult. It's not easy for him to balance. He'll have to maintain the balance. That is why his office issued a balance statement today. I think. I think for TPLF, the main issue is its status. TPLF wants a restoration of its status first. If Varadis solves all the issues, but it does not address the issue of status of TPLF, he will again face a coup-like situation, which we saw in Makale a few days ago. GBM says, who is more unlawful, TPLF or PP? Well, both have their own interests in mind. TPLF wants to be sole influential political player in Tigray. It does not want to see any opposition. It wants entire Tigray to itself. PP wants entire Ethiopia to itself. Second, there's a conspiracy ongoing against Fano fighters. Masri Shah's surrender was not a big development. Masri Shah has not been very influential Fano commander. Those who have been covering the Amhara region, the situation in Amhara, they know that Masri Shah has been without any large Fano group to lead. He wasn't very influential once he wore ENDF uniform. He surrendered, and now it seems as if everyone is surrendering, as if Fano fighters in thousands are surrendering. Basically, I pointed out in a video, in a live chat a few days ago, that Amhara regional government, Ethiopia military is trying to organize an anti-Fano group in the Amhara region. I said East Gojam will be the center of the activities of this new Anti-Fano armed group. And this is what is happening now, reportedly. Today, we saw pictures of Fano fighters who have allegedly surrendered, who have laid down arms. They are from Gonchaseso, which is in East Gojam. Government sources say that an entire brigade of Fano fighters has surrendered in this part of East Gojam. So preparations are there from East Gojam. Ethiopian government, Amhara regional government, Ethiopian military want to launch militias and Fano fighters who have surrendered against other Fano fighters who are fighting under the command of Zamine Kasi and Zinabu and others. Soon you will hear reports about fighting between these two Fano groups. Government implemented this strategy in Oromia too, where all factions had been formed in the past to discredit Oromo Liberation Army of Jalmaro, to divide all of Jalmaro. Now, same tactic is being adopted in Amhara against Fano. If Masri Shah was so powerful, why is that while he was in power, he had no real group to lead Fano fighters. He surrendered with just 15 or 16 people, I think. And he was on the run. He tried to establish himself in Gujam, he could not. He tried to establish himself in Wollo, he could not. He tried to establish himself in Shoa, he could not. He had no real large Fano group to command because he had no Fano fighters under his command. His entire Fano group had joined the Binakasi led Fano group. So, why the suddenly Fano fighters are surrendering everywhere in Gondar, in North Gondar, South Gondar, East Gojam, West Gojam, Wallo, Shoa, everywhere fighters are surrendering as if they were under the control, under the command of Masrisha. No, they were not. So I believe that Prosperity Party is spreading propaganda. All day they share fake information about Fano's surrendering. And soon you will see an end to this storm of media propaganda. Soon you will see that. And then you will see the actual plan involving these foreign fighters who have surrendered, and some militia members will be used to launch attacks on AFNF and AFPO in different parts of the Mara region. Guracha says, Sajid, we don't need rebels, insurgents, gangs, or any anti-Ethiopian groups in Ethiopia. Abiy is going above and beyond to develop our country, and we want everyone to be on board. Well, Guracha, my question to you is, if Abiy is doing so much for Ethiopia, at least he should hold a transparent election. At least he should give the people of Ethiopia the right to choose the man who they think is the right man for them. He's not allowing anyone to speak. He's crushing dissent. He's dividing opposition parties. He's not allowing anyone to speak. If he's popular, if he's good for Ethiopia, he should let the people decide. Problem is that these leaders believe that they are inevitable for their countries, that they are God sent, God chosen, and what they are doing, no one else can do that for the country. This type of thinking is destructive. It's not democratic. You people who support the Prime Minister, you should at least call for free, fair, transparent election so that his popularity will be judged. Sabah George says, who invited you to talk about Ethiopian politics? Come on. Do I need anyone's permission to talk about Ethiopia? You are on My Views and News. I am not banning anyone from commenting about any topic. If you have the right to talk about any topic, I have the same right too. Silla says, Sajid, you represented your country well. When you were inspecting the Ethiopian guard at the palace, I was almost in tears. You deserve this, Sajid. Come on. Are you sleeping? Robert says, greetings, Haji, don't ban me. No, Robert. Robert is very helpful, by the way. We don't agree most of the time when we talk about issues, but we stay in touch. That is the beauty of engagement. That should be the type of engagement which we should encourage. Whether you agree with people or not, don't disconnect, don't discredit them, stay in touch with them, uh, involve yourself in healthy discussions. Learn from others, let learn from you too. Don't force your opinion on each other. And if someone don't agrees with you, don't label them as traitors, as mercenaries, as paid by someone. So have good intentions about others, and try to be positive about others. Mitiko says free and fair election is unthinkable in the Horn of Africa. Yeah, this is the problem. I mean, Issa Sewuki thinks that he is the one who is keeping Eritreans safe from the neighboring giants, which want to just swallow Eritrea. Abiy thinks that he's the one who is taking Ethiopia to the path of development and progress. For 30 years, Ismail Omar has been leading Djibouti, having the same ideas. Al Burhan thinks that he is the one who is keeping Sudan united. This type of mentality is very dangerous. You should let the people decide, give them the right to decide. If you deny the right, it means that you know inside that you are not doing the right thing for the people, or you just think that these people don't have the capability to judge me. I am way above and beyond their understanding. I should not be judged by them. Man from northern side, do you think Tigray is better off without EPL? No, no, I never said that. One of my comments was misinterpreted 2 days ago when I said that if federal government takes control of Tigray, that will be good for the people of Tigray. What I meant is that people of Tigray are suffering because of new restrictions imposed by federal government. If federal government takes control of Tigray, there won't be shortage of fuel, there won't be shortage of budget. That's what I meant. I never said, and I will never say that TPLF should not be allowed to exist. What I propose, what I say is that TPLF should allow other political parties in Tigray to be established too. TPLF should give level playing field to everyone in Tigray, just like PP should give level playing field to all the parties in Ethiopia. Come on, Bakaji, why? What are you talking about? You're saying that free and fair election should be held when people think they are impartial. Otherwise, it leads to a new Somalia. There is no election in Somalia. What happens in Somalia is not election. Tribal leaders choose their representatives. There has one person, one vote election is not held in Somalia. And let people decide whether they are impartial or partial. Let them decide. Give this right to the people of the country. Rita Tamasgan wants me to disclose how I get information about Ethiopia. How can I disclose that? Should I disclose the way I collect information, the names of people who are in touch with me? Goracha says, I'm inviting you to Addis Ababa. Maybe your perspective on your king will change. Well, if you think that a few skyscrapers, a few corridors can make me change my views, that won't happen. I talk to Ethiopians all day, by the way. Ethiopians, Eritreans, in touch with me for 5 years. I know what is happening in Samra, what is happening in Birhale, what is happening in uh, Benishangal, in Gambala, in Makale. Just Addis is not Ethiopia. Shiny structures don't mean that a country is on the right track. Institutions matter. Tell me one thing. Which one democratic, transparent institution has been built by PM Abiy's government so far? National dialogue. This government made a mockery of national dialogue, which has achieved nothing so far. National Election Board of Ethiopia, which is being used as a tool by this government to be used against opposition parties. Parliament, rubber stamp parliament. Whatever the PM tells, the parliament puts a stamp on it. Judiciary, under the thumb of the government, no independence of judiciary. Media, people fleeing. Just give me one example. Silla says, in all seriousness, Sajid, do you feel you would be cleared to enter Ethiopia if you ever try to visit? Well, they will definitely clear me to visit Ethiopia, but they will not clear me to leave Ethiopia. Now, Baka Ji is asking a question in revenge to prove me wrong, saying, why did you criticize federal forces for the unrest in Gambela? Ethiopian constitution says regional states should keep peace. You know that one federal police officer was also killed by groups in Gambela, and Ethiopian constitution allows regions to call federal forces. That is why federal forces are deployed, because they need to work when there is a situation which is out of control, out of the hands of the regional government. Brookly says, Sajid, in Ethiopia there is freedom of speech, but no freedom after the speech. Yeah, I agree. Uh, my issue with the ruling party in Ethiopia is that it fakes democracy. It fakes freedom of expression. It fakes freedom of media in Ethiopia. At least Eritrea does not fake anything. They say no need of an election, no need of democracy, no need of independence of media, no need of judiciary. That's what they say. I mean, they don't defend it. These Ethiopian leaders, they talk as if they're Democrats, as if they're building institutions, as if they are allowing free expression. That's what their problem is, that they want to confuse and deceive people, deceive international community. Basically, they're deceiving themselves. Let's wait, MMT, for Varad's visit. Noam Chomsky said there is no true democracy in the world. There should always be efforts to make democracy ideal in your country. There will always be problems, but you will improve. Compare the status of your democracy, the status of democracy in developed countries. There is no excuse for being undemocratic. Gurasha says, Sajid, our elections are free, fair, and transparent. The problem is that our Abi is extremely popular. He gets 99% votes. I cannot stop laughing. Come on, Guracha. Brian joined. He's mostly late. And again, tonight he's late. It's 40 minutes have passed. I think I should leave. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Let's see what happens after the visit of Varade. I think it's a crucial visit. Hopefully, uh, Varade's visit will lead to some improvement. Otherwise, situation in Tigray is very alarming. It cannot go on forever. People are suffering. Leaders, uh, military commanders, chief leaders, all are confused, and blunders could happen. Let's see how Varade navigates. It's difficult for him to balance. This is very crucial. Hopefully, by tomorrow, we'll see what happens in Addis Ababa. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.